What is up, everybody? This is Alvin Louie from Courage is a Habit. This is our fourth birthday today. Can you believe that? Our fourth birthday. I'm so excited. I'm so very proud of what we've done, and I am so grateful for all of you. So, of course, I had to come on tonight to reminisce a little bit, tell some stories, and unveil our brand new website that we've been working very, very hard on the last couple months. So, share this live stream, whether you're on X or YouTube, share it, get some people in here because you have got to see this new website that we have. We made it with you in mind. We made it so that all of you can find our stuff easier. I saw my hat. So that you can find our stuff easier, so that you can continue staying on offense even more. And we worked really, really hard, put ourselves in your shoes as much as we could on this site. So I am so excited to finally share it with you. You may have seen it already if you've clicked on some of our stuff over the last like 2 weeks, but we didn't really want to make a big showing of it too much because we were still testing a lot of things, and and then we wanted to save it for because we knew our birthday was coming up. So 4 years of pissing off groomers, child mutilation advocates, weak cucks, woke white women who are just the degenerates of degenerates, which, by the way, we also have a new shop. I can't wait to show you that too. This is the Deport Woke White Woman. And we got a new shop as well. So lots to go over tonight, lots of fun. So yeah, share this live stream. And maybe we'll I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. Maybe I don't know. We'll do something. I don't know. I didn't really have a lot. I didn't plan tonight because I wanted to just be off the cuff, comments or whatever, and kind of what's come to mind because we do a lot of serious stuff all the time. And tonight I just wanted to be fun and just to celebrate 4 years with you guys. You guys helped us build this, share our, tools. You donated to us, bought our merch, used our opt-out forms, pulled your kids, whatever, told you're a grandparent, saved your grandkids. It's pretty nuts. To think that I got to show you guys too. I got to pull it up. I'll pull it up in a second here. I went back to the Wayback Machine yesterday or the day before to see if they had a copy of our very first website, and they did. So I gotta pull that. Yeah, go ahead and share this live stream. I think maybe I'm gonna go pull it now just to have it ready because I wanted to show you guys. I was like, I didn't take a screenshot of it. Normally I save all our stuff, but I didn't ever get a screenshot of our very first website. And so I don't have it. So thankfully the Internet Archive has it. And I had to go back to 2020, so March 2022. So yeah, there's so much. It's so crazy, like when you're trying to build a nonprofit like the way we're doing it, it's such a it really is a really insane thing because you're trying to, I was over in Maine recently, and we did a boot camp with this amazing, school board members, legislators, just parents. It was really great. And we did, we were there for a little bit. And it had kind of hit me when I went up to do my bit, and then after Jennifer did her her presentation, and it kind of hit me when I was walking up. I hadn't planned on saying this, but it just kind of came to me, so I just kind of said it. It wasn't part of my what I had planned, and what I said was to the effect of, "What a strange thing that Jen and I get to do this all the time. Like, this is what we do. But what a strange thing to teach parents how to protect their children. That's just a weird job, isn't it? Because none of us would be here, like the human race, I mean, if parents didn't know how to protect their kids. And they protected their kids through wars and famines and dinosaurs and saber tooth and diseases and uh, pillagers, whatever, all these really harsh living. And here in 2020, well, I guess you can say the last 10 years, but here in the 2015, 2020, 2026, where we could have a pack of pens delivered to our house and have any kind of almost any food you want delivered to your house and watch anything you can think about on a little device, and we don't know how to protect our kids. I mean, if you sit back and think about that, isn't that weird? Why? And then so I said, why is that? And what I said was because we become too kind, we become too nice. Our life has become too easy. And so we don't know we forgot what it's like to aggressively defend our children. And I think I had said, like I said, I didn't plan on this, so I'm probably not quoting myself like, exactly, but I had said, if the first time, like it back in whenever, right? If you went back, 100 years, and somebody came up to a father or a parent and some weird guy pretending to be a woman and said, I need to be able to talk and read to your children. And if you don't, you're a bigot. Like throughout all of human history, the father would say, so what? Fuck off, or I'm going to fucking punch you in the face. And that'd be it. That's it. There's no need for any of this. The parental rights movement, the courage is a habit, none of it. If parents all did that, if they said, oh, if you didn't allow this into your schools and you don't allow access to your children, then you're a racist and a bigot and a homophobe. If everyone just said, okay, so fuck off. That's it. Because that is what most people did throughout human history. When someone tried to go after your kids, you didn't give a shit about their feelings. You didn't give a shit about, oh, well, what if somebody else didn't mean any harm, but the feelings are hurt? Well, what about some other kids who need to be seen and heard? You'll be like, I don't care. I just care about my kids. And somewhere when life got so comfortable, we stopped remembering that our only responsibility really is to protect our own kids. And once we forgot that, that's when the dishonest ideologues and who you see today, the transgender cultists and the critical race theorists and everybody else started to infringe on everybody's home life. So anyway, looking back on the 4 years, it's we never take it for granted. There's never been a day where we woke up and Jen and I that we took it for granted that you guys show up, you guys share our stuff, you at least give us a little bit of a chance to read what we put out, and then sometimes you use it to help protect your kids. And that we've never taken that for granted. There's never been a day where we woke up and we assumed that you guys would all be here. And we still don't. We still don't. Every time we put out something, we would think, well, is this the time that, they're not going to read it or they don't get it or we didn't do it right? And sometimes that does happen. And then we try to do better. We try to do better for you guys. So yeah, it's been a surreal thing to try to start a nonprofit to help people protect their kids, because we're also learning along the way as well. Cheers to you. Now, speaking of people that have been doing it for a long time, speaking of the Child Protection League, these guys have been doing this for a long time. They were back in even 2014, 2015, they were pushing back against the trans ideology that they were seeing, just in general. And so these guys, thank you so much. Cheers to you guys. Organizations like yours, kind of the early pioneers. That's hard, man. I met a couple of people that were screaming about not the trans stuff because it wasn't existent in the 90s, but this kind of erosion of parental rights. I've met a couple of people like they were doing like screaming about it in the mid 90s or late 90s. Obviously, they're older now. And you guys like the Child Protection League, when you guys were screaming about this stuff, you had really no help. It's like when, my, co-founder Jennifer McWilliams, when she was talking about this in 2019 in Red State, Indiana. Imagine how, imagine what an isolation that is. Her own, the people around her, even, her own, red voting people were like, oh, that's not going to happen in Indiana. So yeah. So thank you guys for hopping by. Really appreciate you guys, your partnership. And I'm certainly very much looking forward to our conference there in April. So thank you so much. You guys are, people like Child Protection League, man. The people who've been speaking out when they had no help, nobody, right? It's like, if you're speaking about, if you still cannot speak out about the transgender ideology today, I don't even know what to tell you, because it should be easy to speak out against them today. I mean, for God's sakes, you got detransitioners coming, going, they did this to me when I was 13 or 15. And they're like, like 20 or 21 or 22 now. So if today you still can't say there's no such thing as a trans child, this is like fucking evil. If you're still worried about being called a transphobe by these people, the people who are mutilating kids, these woke white women, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I can understand if you were screaming about it or you were like, oh, I don't want to say anything. It seems kind of nutty that one day they're, going to say a man can get pregnant back in 2014 or 15 or 16 or 17 or 18. I mean, I can understand that. But damn, after like 2021, that's like 2022, when we really started mounting the offense against the transgender cult, and 2024, 2025, I mean, even some Democrats are like, I'm going to take the he, him off my profile. I'm going to take the pronouns off my profile. I'm going to try to like, even some Democrats are like, all right, you know what? This is not the right side of history. So, if you're still afraid, I mean, come on, I don't know what to tell you, man. There's no amount of like podcasts. There's no amount of like training, white paper, evidence. There's nothing. If you just keep looking for evidence as to why the transgender ideology is still bad for kids, then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be looking for studies for what? To tell you that fish is wet and the water's wet. I mean, there is a point where you cannot hide behind statistics and facts because you don't want to be called transphobe. And that's what I find. A lot of people who are like always seeking out facts for things that are like, no shit, that you still need to, like, show me a study that shows cutting off the penis of a 16-year-old is a bad idea. Like it's bad for them. Show me that study. I mean, that's kind of where a lot of these dishonest people, really can really take the cake to really just keep taking from you. So 4 years of, we learned a lot. I will say one of my favorite things that we put out that actually was incredibly useful was the dossier of abusers. And we had two. So there's a video I wanted to play, but you know what? Now that just come to mind here. So this is, there's a lot of favorite things that we put out, but I will tell you, out of all the things that we put out, the dossier of abusers. If you hadn't seen it, I'll show it to you briefly, and then you can download it. Let me see. By the way, this is our brand new website. I'll walk you guys through the new website in just a little bit. Share this live stream. Happy 4-year-old to Courage is a Habit. So, by the way, one of the best feature here is the search, because our tools are so we have so many tools. But the dossier of abusers really was one of my most favorite thing that we've ever put out. And you can see here it's the PDF, and then you can download it very easily. But the reason why I truly love this tool was because this was the we put this out in what was it? September 15, 2022. So we put this out during our first year, during our very first year of existence, September here. And so up until this point, we had been going at these, critical race theorists, the, transgender cultists, and all these just really dishonest people that was just gaslighting parents and lying to parents. And, at the time, there wasn't this like really known tactic where, how now today, oh, yep, it's not happening. It's not happening. Show me proof. But it's good, but it's not happening that much. And then it's good it's happening, and you should let it happen, right? So that wasn't there at the time. Okay. It wasn't there. So this is one of my favorite things that we put out. And so it was the reason why it's my favorite thing is because it was the first time that we sat down and said, you know what? We need to tell parents how we see our enemies. How we see our enemies. And this is why we can beat them so easily online or offline, because we know how they behave. And so we broke them down into 6 categories: the activists, then it was the deflector, which is the most common. What about, right? Which is not, what about this? The deflector. And of course, the other most common, the liar. It's not happening. Show me proof. And so we broke down the behavior and the recommendation of how to deal with them. Then we had the avatar, basically the I stand with everything people. The people who put there's a new flag every month. The weasel, which is just a troll, and then the spineless, which is like usually like superintendents and well-meaning people, but they're super weak, and then they can't stand up for anything. So anyway, yeah, if you go to our website, courageishabit.org, right now, and just type in dossier, just search it, you'll see that. So yeah, it was a trip. So, but of course, a celebration would never start until my beautiful co-founder Jennifer McWilliams comes in. And so of course she's gonna make a grand entrance here. No, here she comes. Here you go. Hey, what's up? Let's see here. Let me get you in here. Hi.
Did the party start yet?
Yes. Well, the party's starting now.
Party's here.
Here. Yeah, that's what you always say. And that's true. That is very true. What's up?
What's going on? Special day?
Happy birthday to our boy.
Happy birthday to our boy. I was listening. I know I wasn't on yet, but I was listening, and I do want to give a shout out to Child Protection League because they are amazing. I know you had talked about them, and they were one of the only sources out there when I first started that I could look to for some information. So,
oh wow,
shout out for them. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really cool that they are coming and supporting this because
yeah,
obviously when I was looking into them, they didn't know who I was.
Wow. You know what?
So,
I didn't know. You know what? You probably obviously have told me this at some point, but I don't remember that they were one of the. I remember you telling me there was like, 2 organizations and like 1 person or 2 people that you could even look to.
There was a couple organizations. There was a couple people that I could kind of look to kind of decipher and look for information. So anyways, I have to give a shout out to them. So that's really, really awesome that they're supporting us now. It's amazing. So anyways, but I'm here now, so we can let the party begin.
No, and I was just trying to buy some time until you showed up. So
Were
I
you?
had to be, yeah, I was. Now the fun really begins.
What am I missing?
What are you wearing?
Oh.
What are you wearing?
It's my new line.
It's your new line.
It's my new line.
It's literally your new line.
Courage is
All right,
hot.
what's it say? Courage is hot. And it is a hoodie. You're wearing the crop top hoodie, right? All right.
It's a hoodie.
We'll show that. We'll show that on the store here because we got a new store.
No, I've been saying that forever.
You have been.
So I'm like, courage is hot, and yeah.
The
now
Jennifer McWilliams line. Courage is hot. Here, we'll show it. We'll pop over to the store. There you go. courageishabit.org. We'll show it here real quick, and then we'll it's been, you know what? I've been so busy. We haven't done one of these in a while. That's why I'm like kind of fumbling with the shares. Okay. So Courage is, you go to courageishabit.org, click on store, or just courageishabit.org/store. Everybody, you're going to want to share this. You're going to want to share this. Look how beautiful that looks.
It's so good.
Come on. You guys, you've never seen a store like this. Beautiful. It is beautiful. So it's $5 shipping. Flat $5 shipping anywhere in the United States. Or if you have orders of total of $50 or more, it's free shipping. So we really wanted to just, these made to order things are, we wanted to make it as easy as possible. But so I'll go through some of the lines, but I wanted to show you the Courage is Hot. This is the one that, so Jen, you're wearing there's the military green, the black, and you're wearing the Storm, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Look how good that looks.
Shit, that looks so good.
And they are premium material. Seriously.
When we travel, we're always looking at like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. And Jen is like really sensitive to really soft material. She doesn't like it if it's just like kind of boxy or like it's soft on the outside, but not soft on the inside. And when she got this, and she was like, this is like this sweatshirt I got when we went to so-and-so. And I was like, okay, great. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
If she likes it, that's so, yep. So you guys can grab it right now. Courage is Hot. This is females. This is the female one. Okay, so you got this.
What? Wait, you don't think guys want to wear a sweatshirt? This Courage is Hot.
Hey, you could, but not this one. This is for females. If you're a guy, yeah. So we've got this one. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Now you hadn't seen it yet because you don't have to see it on the store, but this is one we've got the green, the forest green, the heather navy. And then the forest green, heather navy, and then the black.
It's so good.
And it's the same material as the one she's wearing, except that this is for males or unisex or whatever, just a regular hoodie, not the crop top. So yeah, that is Jennifer McWilliams' line. Courage is Hot, bold, unapologetic, essential. That's exactly how we look at her at Courage is a Habit. Bold, unapologetic, and essential.
It's just the first of my line. I have a lot of things coming. Stay tuned. It's so good, though. Seriously.
Beauty isn't a social construct, and femininity isn't a weakness. This hoodie is designed for the woman who knows that true confidence comes from biological reality and the courage to protect it. How about that, huh?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's what's up.
We're about to sell out. I can feel it.
That's right. So yeah, those are the two hoodies. We're really, the Courage is Hot. And so Jen knows that we would normally have other people carry the shop, right? When we had the shop, we were just like, oh, we'll just put out a couple things. And but we never really wanted to own it ourselves because it's a lot of work. And then finally we said, you know what? If we want to make stuff the way we want to make stuff, we got to own it, right? We got to own the shop. So now this is our shop. Yeah. So every time, so that means that if Jen has this like idea that pops into her head, at like a 12 o'clock or 1 a.m. at night, she tells me about it. That means I now have the ability to go and make it. This is very dangerous. It's very expensive. Yeah. It's very expensive. Very expensive. Her ideas can become very expensive.
Very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how we like to live.
She had this idea for our birthday, and she really, and she wanted to make a piece of clothing out of it. And I was like, you know what? I don't know about that. That could just end us. But it was funny though. It was about our boy turning 4.
Inquiring minds are gonna.
It rhymed with 4. So, we were going to make that t-shirt, but we decided not to because we wanted to see year 5.
We want to see year 5.
So, I said, maybe not.
I mean, you know, we'll see. If people keep pushing me, I might say, get it on there.
This message is for you, I think.
Oh, we love it. I love it. Amazing. Seriously. All the way back to 2019 when I was like, what is happening? And you were one of my resources. So huge shout out.
Well, because they were running, you know, I don't know if you know this, but they were running ads. They had sent me a couple just to show me. They were running literal physical ads in like, you know, like taking an ad out in a local paper and things like that when to talk about men in trying to get into women's sports in 2014,
Yeah.
2015 because of
Oh,
Minnesota, you know, it's fucked up, right?
they've
It's
been
like California.
pioneering this. I mean, just
Yeah.
totally. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so when you get these dishonest people saying it's not happening, not only is it happening, it's been happening for a really long time. It's just that it's in pockets of areas and it didn't get super mainstream yet. But you've got people like them very early on trying to, and you know how hard it
Warn
is.
people, yes.
Yeah. And you know how hard it is to be somebody in a red state trying to warn people that this is happening. Just like for them, they're not in a red state, but then still it's just that you're just so alone with it.
Yeah, right. So imagine trying to do that well before even when I was doing it, because you know my story. So
Right.
how hard that is. But you know, I think we just always have people to see the truth, and that's what's important is to seek out those people in order to kind of understand what's going on, no matter where you're at. Even if today you're just now waking up to what's going on,
Yeah.
you've got to be able to look and figure out who is, you know, has the history and you know the documentation basically like okay they've been standing for this, is that correct, and to follow, because right now it's just all over the place and it's a lot. There's a lot of you know there's a lot of people and organizations out there that just aren't quite getting it right, so you've got to be able to do that. So but they are definitely one of them for me for sure.
And you know what's really you know, so Jen and I often talk about the butterfly effect because you know doing what we do, you don't it's very rarely do you see immediate success and wins doing what we do because we're fighting against a system that's completely taken over.
Yeah.
So because we're always fighting from the bottom of a hill every time we go into a state, a school district, we take on a bill, whatever, right? Take on an NGO. It's always us against, you know, $50 million, right? $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And probably about a 10-year head start kind of thing. And so we often talk about butterfly effect. So like, let's take the Child Protection League. You know, they were doing what they were doing, not ever thinking that there's going to be this girl in Indiana that's going to get fired because she was calling something out. And then because they've put out the things they put out, helped you kind of going, okay, wait a minute, this is big. This is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you keep going and you create Courage as a Habit that ends up helping obviously a lot of people. And it, you know, it just really comes full circle. But they could have, I don't think they ever, when they were doing it, I think I would, I mean, I don't want to speak for them, but now have done it with Courage as a Habit. I can imagine back then they're just like, I don't think is anybody listening? Like, what
Right.
you know, not ever thinking there's this amazing woman in a red state that we're going to help, not knowing we're going to help. And then she's going to go on and create things that we will use,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Exactly.
10
right.
years down the line. That's
Right.
crazy, right? That's the butterfly effect that Jen and I always talk about. And we hope that all of you know, even if you're doing like, oh, it's a little school district, who cares? What does it matter? It truly matters. It truly matters because you have no idea the who's watching and the butterfly effect.
We've been talking about that since we met, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
especially the people that feel like, well, I'm really trying and I'm not getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just don't know who you're inspiring. And even
No.
if, and this is likely not true in most cases, your efforts are inspiring people that you will never know about. But even if you're inspiring another person to go to the school board or do, you know, pull their child, you're impacting change. And so, you know, I think people have to look at it like that. You don't have to look at it and say, oh, I'm going to build something like I never thought like oh, I'm going to build something like, what we have or anything like that. I just thought I have to keep going. I have to do what I can to tell people what's going on and hopefully do something, right? So you just never know. And we meet people all the time when we travel or we talk to people or they message us and they feel like, well, I'm really trying in my school district, but I promise you, your efforts are not in vain. They are impacting people, and you never know who you are going to inspire.
You truly don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. I mean, it's just, and so, and Jen and I have to kind of remind ourselves that sometimes for each other, just because sometimes I need it, sometimes she needs it. Now, the goal is for both of us not to need it at the same time. Because but sometimes I'm like, we're trying to do this, and she would remind me, and sometimes she'll be like, we put this out, and it's not going the way.
Anybody that's listening to us has to realize, like, if you look way, at the grand scheme of everything, it is overwhelming. It's still overwhelming, but we just keep pushing forward. And so it's good to have someone to remind yourself, to remind you and say, like, listen, we're one day at a time, and we're just going to keep pushing forward. But look where we're at now. Look where we're at. So
yeah. Hey, so I don't know if you weren't on yet when I said I didn't save a screenshot of our very first website. I don't know why. I thought I did, but I can't find it. And so I went to the Wayback Machine.
Oh,
do you want to see it? Do you want to see it?
I do. It's like a baby book.
It's like a baby book. Yeah. It's like our baby book. You ready?
I'm ready. Oh my.
You forgot, right?
Oh.
You forgot, didn't you? I forgot. No, this was the whole website. Look, folks.
I know.
This was the whole website.
Wow.
So let me show you. We had this logo.
That brings back a lot of
memory. This was our Okay, so I'm going to tell a story about our logo. I've never told this story before, but year 4, we'll tell the story. So this was for those of you who are day ones. Okay, our day ones will know this. If you started following us like in maybe like starting 2023, maybe 2024, then you won't recognize this logo. Yeah. But a lot of our tools still has this logo, especially the earlier tools.
I completely forgot.
Yeah. If you go to our current website and you go back far enough, you will see that logo.
Yeah.
In the early 2022 to maybe 2022 and early 2023.
Yeah.
Tools.
I know the logo. Let me just be clear, but I forgot that this was what. I mean, this is like
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the birth of Courage That Happens.
So Jen and I were talking about creating this thing, right? The national organization, because we came from Indiana where we both had local organizations. We're like, this is a national thing. We're not going to make a dent if we don't try to do something on a national level. So we were talking about this and didn't really know where it was going to go. So I was like, all right, we need a logo. So I sit down, made a logo, and I needed colors, but I'm not a designer, so I don't know, right? And so I took 2 colors. Now Jen knows this, but no one knows this. This is literally this is the first time I've ever said this publicly. So I took 2 colors. The blue was from CASEL, the organization that drives all the social emotional learning.
Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning that I've been talking about since before I knew Alvin.
Fucking CASEL. They are just the bane of our existence because they are so well funded. It's the Zuckerberg, initiative, the Bill Gates Foundation, and just all the usual globalist stuff, right? And they had a 10-year head start. So I took the blue from CASEL and I took the green from Panorama.
Yeah, Panorama is they put out the social emotional learning surveys and data collection. It's still being used all over, but that was definitely one of the early ones that was highlighted, and it was funded by Chan Zuckerberg's wife.
That's right. That's right. I
Mhm.
forgot about that. Right. And so, yeah. So let me monitor the chat here. If I had chats.
Those are the two things that we were talking
Oh,
about at the time.
oh, here's a question. What is the back of Courage is Hot? Oh, it's just a plain back. We don't have anything on the
Yeah.
back. Yeah. And Julie said Courage is hot. That's
Hell
right,
yeah, it
Julie.
is.
It is hot. That's right, Julie. I'll answer her here. It's back.
It's smoking hot.
It's smoking.
Mhm.
It is smoking. Courage is smoking hot.
I love it. I don't know if anyone can actually like. I have been saying this. Courage is hot for so long, and finally got my own line for it. So
yeah, she started saying this when we were doing our day show before we had Courage After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to talk me into making it then.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, go get your Courage is hot gear.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the two colors we started with. That was it. I just wanted to troll them. And I told her, I go, if Courage is a Habit went anywhere, I want to be able to say I used the color from Castle and used the color from Panorama.
Yeah.
That's it. I literally just sampled the color and that was the logo. That was it. So our first, I mean, so look, if you want an inspiration on how to start, just start. And we're not bullshitting you. Like some people go,
literally.
This is our first website. Okay. And this was a landing page. This was the website. Like there was nothing else to the website. This was it. There was no tag. I'm not kidding. This was it. This was Courage is a Habit 4 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was like this for quite some time. It wasn't like, oh, this is the landing page. And in a month, we like unveiled this like,
no. We were like, listen, we got a logo. We got to get a page up. And this is what we had. And we're like going around. We're like, we have an organization. We're going to make Courage hot. And we're going to like people are like, what?
Jen and I, by sheer actually, you know what? I'm not saying it's dumb luck. Because when we were building Courage is a Habit, she was doing her own consulting business before she transitioned back 100 full-time into Courage is a Habit. And she, not Courage is a Habit, she got invited to speak at an event at Mar-a-Lago. And we took this, this is so embarrassing. We took this website over to an event at Mar-a-Lago and said, does anybody want to fund us? Look, we've got this organization.
So, well, I was doing the consulting, right? And then
oh my God, I can't believe we did that. That we took this. We're like, hey,
during that time, we had this idea of this organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I spoke under my consulting, but then we were like, wow, come on, what an opportunity to be able to go to Mar-a-Lago and say, hey, we have this, but this is all we had. We literally went to Mar-a-Lago and this is it, you guys. This is it. And so, but we went for it. And so
you remember that one guy that was sitting in front of you? He was like, what was he like? I like own an oil.
Oh, he was like an oil. Yeah.
And you're like, hey, you should. I'm like, hey, we got this organization. It's about Courage is a Habit. It's about courage being a habit because fear is a habit. And he's like, okay, tell me. I'm like, we got these 10 questions.
We have 10 questions.
10 questions.
A website and a logo. And
a logo.
Literally, like, who goes to speak unless you have a lot of damn courage, right? Like we could have went in there and like, because I was able to go there with the consulting, we could have just said, you know what, let's just push this, get a lot of connections, and then, kind of launch off of that. Nope. We live what we speak. And we walked in there like, we have an organization we're launching. We got 10 questions and a website, and that's what we had.
We had no business cards.
Yeah.
I made a QR code. So I'm like, scan this. If you scan this, you'll see our website. And this was where the QR code led.
Yep. This is it.
I mean, that kind of delusion. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend that. That's like stupid delusion. We were going like, I was like, I gave her, I'm like, hey, put this on your phone.
Hold on. I recommend, look, everyone starts here, but maybe if you go to Mar-a-Lago, like just.
We went around
It
These
just so
people-
happened to line up. So we were like, we're taking our shot here.
We remember that one guy who was running for governor in Illinois.
Oh yeah.
He talked to us for like 45 minutes, and we're like, "Oh, this organization's gonna change everything."
Yep.
We have this. We got this. We're gonna tell people. We're gonna like inspire people because we believe that every problem starts because of fear. They're like, okay, yeah, we got these 10 questions. You see these 10 questions. Scan this QR code. You'll scan this QR code, and it goes right here. This is where the QR code went.
You know what though? I love that we did that. We might have left there and people were like, did you? They were pretty awesome when you talked to them, but then that's all they had. But we fucking walked straight in there and that's what we did. You know?
You remember we rented that car? That what was it? It was like we rented that like it was like a Hyundai. And you were waiting, and we were waiting for the all these people.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
valet.
So like after the event, that
that one guy was like, "Do you need a ride?"
We are just let me be
You're like, "No, I'm good."
Grateful for this, but people don't get an insight like this. Like listen, we walked in there with 10 questions and a website, But yeah, so then when the event was over, there's like an area if you're at Mar-a-Lago that you go out, and then they have people that bring the cars around, and then it's like, oh, there's my car, and they're getting in. So now go ahead.
And that guy was like, "Do you need a ride? I'll give you a ride back to your hotel." And he's like, and then all the like BMW, the Mercedes, the Ferraris, and then here comes our Hyundai. Here comes our Hyundai Sonata.
Hey, I'm still not mad at a Hyundai, but it is funny in the context of. I was like, no, my ride's coming, and then.
And here comes your ride, and you got these like big headlights. The headlights.
I'm like, that's me right there. I'm getting into that one.
You remember all the headlights?
Like
the headlights from all the cars, those right? The $200,000 cars with the headlights, and then here comes this like the Hyundai headlights because it's so like just.
But
but we were so confident. We're like, yeah, scan this QR code.
Oh, we drove off in that Hyundai. Like we just we just like killed it.
Oh man.
No, but
listen, that one guy that was running for governor, and he was like, yeah, talk to my assistant, and we'll go to the. I mean, obviously he is Illinois, so he didn't win, right? But I mean, that guy was cool. He was a smart guy. I mean, he owned like 4 successful businesses in Illinois, and he was putting it all on the line. And we're like, yeah, that's the guy that we're gonna talk to.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know what? That's just. I mean, we're laughing at this, and I hope people are laughing with us because it's, you know what I mean. But that is what. It doesn't matter where you start. This is the type of stuff you know what I mean. It may not be a Mar-a-Lago. It literally was just the timing worked out. Okay, so.
You went to Mar-a-Lago. I remember you went in April, in April or end of April, and we started Courageous Habit in March 15th.
Yeah.
That's all we had.
No, it was literally like a month later that we went after the March 15th, 4 years ago. I was like, hey, I got invited to go speak. And we had just happened to launch this. So I'm like, now's our shot. Let's I was like Eminem. I'm like, you only got one shot. We're going in there.
We're going there. Oh, man.
But I don't regret any of it. We freaking went in there and did, you know what I mean? So I want people to laugh with us, but I also want you to know, like, listen, you got an idea, you go for it. Mm-hmm. You go for it.
Yeah.
And it's not,
you also you have to have a almost unhealthy amount of delusion when you think. It also helps to have somebody with you that also shares your
the same delusion.
Yeah, because you can't be with somebody who has a healthy sense of a healthy sense of optimism, because they're gonna at some point go, okay, let's be real here. You can't bring that. You can't bring this over to Mar-a-Lago. Come on.
Oh my God, this right? Live is gonna get like okay. Yeah, no, totally. You gotta like. I don't know if we should be giving advice right now, but like you should get someone that literally is like, no, I'm as cool as you are. We're just as cool as they are. And like pull up to Mar-a-Lago in a
You
Hyundai
pull
and
up
be
that
like,
Hyundai,
we
you
got this
throw the
shit.
keys. You said, well, you don't throw the keys, of course, but you hand the keys over. You shake the hands of the valet, and you go, "Thank you very much. Please take care of my car because we don't want Enterprise. We
People
don't want
have no idea.
Enterprise to charge us."
Listen, and you can only imagine, like, it's like, oh, we're going to Mar-a-Lago, so we're gonna. So I dress up. Well, it happened to be like kind of pouring down when we arrived.
Oh yeah, it was raining. Yeah,
right. It was raining
in Florida. Sometimes, yeah, it rains in April.
Yeah, right. So it's not. Yeah. So, anyways, so we pull up, right, and they do the proper thing because you're at Mar-a-Lago, but I'm just like, oh, it's time to get out. And I start to get out and they're like, oh, hold on, miss. Like, I was just going to get out in the pouring rain in my dress and walk in there. And they like, oh, no, miss, wait.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, I'm like, they were like, I'm going to pull your door open and we have an umbrella for you. And I was like,
every woman the rain touched no female
except me, because I went ahead and opened the door and started to get out because I was just like, oh, wow, thank you so much. I'm here. I've arrived. Like,
that's right. I forgot about that. And they're like, man, wait. Because they're trying to, right.
So then I was like,
all the ladies.
Oh, okay. You don't expect me to like get out and walk in the rain. Gotcha. You're going to actually hold an umbrella.
Even though the walk is really short because they obviously pull you up close to where you're going to be. But
it's literally like a little bitty gap and then you walk in.
Nope. Not good
but
enough.
They still had an umbrella for you. And all of the other women except for me knew that. That's fine.
They waited until
because they were like, where's my umbrella? Yeah, and I was just like, I've arrived. Thank you so much.
You're covering yourself with your purse. You're covering yourself with your little purse, like girls do in a club when they're running from the club. You know
what? But I wouldn't trade any of it. That's what happened. And we walked in there and we pushed to every person our 10 questions on our website. So
now you guys, I'm going to show you the 10 questions because you guys, these 10 questions, I'm like, I'm going to show you the 10 questions. I'm going to show you the 10 questions and I'm going to show you the original version of the 10 questions, not even the redesign, which is much cooler. This was the original version of the 10 questions. So this was the website. Want to know if your child's school uses inappropriate materials or policies, but don't know how to find out? We can help. Using our simple and intuitive guide, you'll be able to quickly uncover what your children are being exposed to at school. I still stand by that sentence. That is still 100% true when you use our 10 questions.
Yeah.
So the 10 questions parents should ask, a guide to defending your child. You put your email in. I don't know why we were asking for your zip code as optional. I don't know why.
We've never used your zip code in our lives, just for everybody to know.
I don't know why.
We thought it sounded professional. Look, people, don't judge. We were going to Mar-a-Lago. We had to do something that looked somewhat official.
Why I'm asking for the zip code? Why do I care? I don't know why.
It looked more official. It's fine.
I don't know why did I care? We never did anything. We didn't care about anyone's zip code. It was just like whatever, right? The only reason why we needed your email was because we needed to we wanted to send you the guide.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to obviously build our newsletter, which we never did. Which we never did with it.
But we weren't going to go to your zip code and like start searching for you. Like,
no,
that was just
it was just something it was like, you know what? Other people do it, so we should do it too. We should build our mailing list, right? Other people.
I hope people are laughing with us right now but also inspired by this. Like, listen, just whatever you want to do, just go for it.
By the way, this was the newsletter.
Do whatever it is.
This was the newsletter that we still don't really build. I mean, we have we have a newsletter we do send out when people do sign up, but it's nothing we push, and so we still never built it. It was just like we talked about building it, but we just never really pushed it. But if you are on that newsletter, you get some really valuable stuff because we only send out maybe like one newsletter a month.
But we're not annoying. I hate annoying sign up. So we're not annoying. We should probably be a little more annoying, but
we probably should, but we just never.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe year 5 we'll start to send out more newsletters. I don't know. Yeah. We kept talking about it, but And then that was it, folks. This was what we looked like 4 years ago. I'm not even kidding you. I kid you not.
Rolling up to the Mar-a-Lago and Hyundai. So
rolling up at a Mar-a-Lago and a Hyundai.
Hey, like I said, it's not about the Hyundai. It's just the point that we were rolling up to Mar-a-Lago and the Hyundai.
and they were proud of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so today, 4 years later, this is what it looks like. Here, we'll go all the way back. We'll go all the way back to page 10. And this is a curated. Oh, there's the question.
There it is. That's the baby.
This is the I'll show you the original version. This is the strip better version.
Yeah, it's a better one.
So here we go. This 4 years later.
Oh, wait, go back. Can you go back for a second to where the 10 questions were?
Yeah.
Okay, right there. I think. See, I don't have my glasses, but isn't that is what got me. That's what helped me get to the Mar-a-Lago.
This is what got her to Mar-a-Lago. This op-ed was what got her to Mar-a-Lago. You see? March 3rd. March 3rd. So basically 12 days before we launched Courage to Have It.
Before.
Yep. You see? This is what it is. By the way, this Goldwater, we put it in our site because this is a great from the Goldwater Institute, the law firm, great tool on how to do open records requests, which is an amazing offensive tool if you don't know how to do it. So that's like we kept it on our site because we really believe that they did teaching how to do an open records request. We have a lot of people teach it. We've taught it as well, but in our opinion, no one taught it better than Goldwater. So
yeah, just right. Yeah. We always have people ask that right there. Just use it and start getting that information.
Yep. And that's
memories. Oh, it is. It's like a baby book.
It's like a baby book. Why white kids? Safety and Inclusion Express. And I mean, just like, yeah, this is 4 years. I mean, you would think, nah, these people, I don't think they're going to get anywhere. They're going to go nowhere with this stuff, Yeah, it is. And, and today, this is what we're putting out today. We got, look at this. This is Jennifer's project. This is Jennifer's latest project, the Trendemic. She takes statistics from all over different studies and shows you and matches it up where social emotional learning came in 2010 and how she lined everything up, mental health, academics, behavior. And this is her new project for you guys. You guys can literally just grab this.
And I have more. And let me just say, if someone because there's so many charts, so I have more coming. But if you come across a study, a chart like this that would match, please feel free to send it to me, and I'll look at it. And if it matches up and everything in this way, so I will add it into this. But what I want is for people to, whatever the argument is, whatever you're trying to prove, be able to go to this and grab these things that show, no, it started here. This is where this complete downfall of education really started. So we can start gathering that type of data.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
Damn. One for girls, major depression, 145% increase since 2010. Right when the SEL came into the schools.
Yep. Send me any of the mental health stuff that lines up with this, which I still haven't come across anything that doesn't. The proficiency rates, the cost in education, the explosion of that, the administration, exponential hiring, anything like that. If you think it would fit this trend, please, feel free to send it and I'll take a look at it and we can get it in here. I want to build this database so people can use it to prove where education has really seriously went wrong.
Yep. And she proved it all here. This is one of her latest projects. And yeah, isn't that just 4 years? See, so you just, I think if someone walked up to our Hyundai up in Florida and showed us this and said, you guys, this is going to be what you guys built in 4 years. We'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. You guys, we're not that delusional.
I mean, I don't know. We might have been a little delusional when we walked in there like that, but
Scan this QR code.
you got seriously
God.
laugh with
Oh,
us and
shit.
be inspired by it, because this is how we're sitting here like literally 4 years later doing something, right?
Hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I will say though, I will have to say, I'm very proud of that first 10 questions that we put out, because here's the reason why. Because okay, this is the first version.
Oh,
Okay,
I remember.
this is the first version, and this was translated. We've translated this into 3 different languages
Yeah.
since then.
Wow, I remember this.
This has been translated into 3 different languages since then. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah.
You remember this? You remember the
I-
Easter egg I put in there for you?
Yes, I do.
You know what? I don't remember. I don't remember where it is.
You
though.
remember what I said? Mm.
Let's see.
Is it in this part?
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on. I can't find
Easter egg for Jen
shit
here,
right now.
but I don't remember. I can't find it. It's over here somewhere. We put her initials in here because she wrote the 10 questions. So I wanted to. You probably can't see it here because of. But yeah, it's over here somewhere.
I can't. I'm blind
There's
right
no
now.
way. Yeah, you can see it. But if you can probably see it if it's like. Yeah, she wrote all 10 questions. And I, you know what?
Like, I have an idea. I need 10 questions. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Look, we teach you how to use the guide. And
Yeah.
then we had the 10 questions. Okay. Which, by the way, today, if you're a new parent and you're like, oh man, I'm hearing this stuff about school, is it really true or
Yep.
not? Use the 10 questions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Seriously. I mean, I'm not all joking aside. If you are a parent or you know someone who's like, oh, come on, is it really that bad? Use the 10 questions.
When we did this, yeah, we're laughing right now just about, other things, but literally when we wrote this, we kept in mind how many people
Mhm.
weren't aware or wanted proof, and we also realized that we were so far from getting enough people at that point to
Mhm.
realize though it's a timeless 10 questions that people can use no matter where you're at.
Mhm. Yep. You remember when we had the old Twitter logo? So that was back then. Okay. Yeah. And that was the first. This is literally, I mean, this was what we wrote on for like, I mean, months and months. But to this day, these are great questions. Number 5, do you notify parents before a student receives services from a school counselor? Are there any circumstances where you would not notify a parent before they receive counseling services? If so, what are they?
Yep.
I mean, these are still these questions are relevant today in all 50 states. Do you allow your students to choose their preferred pronouns? If so, do you notify parents if a child chooses a pronoun other than what is used at home? How long does it take for you to notify a parent?
So look in R4. I mean, look, these are still, like I said, when I really thought about them and wrote them, I was not. These are all based on how the system was then and still is.
It still is.
It is not about a scenario, it wasn't like a reactive set of 10 questions to a couple of news stories about a couple schools.
Right.
These questions were based on my knowledge of how the system had transformed and people didn't understand.
Right.
So it still stands. These questions still stand.
100% still stands. So you're not going to have, unless you're one of the day ones and you're an OG and you downloaded that tool, you won't access that tool. But if you go to courageoushabit.org and just literally type in 10 questions, this is, by the way, folks, I got to explain this. This search feature is not for you, it's for Jen. So you can thank her for it.
It is.
So if you do the search here, you literally can find the 10 questions, volume 1. And you can see this was March 15, 2022. And we made it a lot more streamlined for you for you to ask the 10 questions and how to use it. So you can print it out. We teach you how to use it. We teach you how to follow up. And it's to this day, if I meet a parent and they don't know, this is still the thing that I recommend for them.
Yeah.
So
100%. Still stand by those questions. Again, they are about the system. I wrote them about the system, not a new story that came out. And
right.
just pull those questions, use them for any way you want. And while you do it, have a smile on your face and think about us rolling up in a Hyundai at the Mar-a-Lago.
And I'm gonna, you know what? I have to brag about Jen here for this. When she wrote the question, she wrote it one time. She sent it to me one time. And now look, you guys verify. If you don't believe me, go verify right now. Go to courageoushabit.org, go to the search, type in questions, and download volume 1. And I'm telling you, she sent this to me one time. Okay, in an email. We've never, ever modified those questions.
Yep.
Never. We didn't say, oh, maybe we should have phrased it. Oh, that wasn't that accurate. Now that times change a little bit.
Or like these things have been solved. We don't have to have this out there.
Right. Never. Those 10 questions came, the way you're looking at the questions today in 2026 is exactly how it arrived in my email that she sent to me. We've never, ever touched those questions again when we put it up. That was it. We never went back. We never had to correct it. We never had to remove one. We never had to alter one. And I'm telling you, if you download it today, you can still take it to your school and cause them a lot of problems because so many parents still don't believe that this is a thing.
And even if you know what's going on, listen, you could still send them these questions, right? And get them on record answering them. And get them on record, and then you can show people in your community this is how they're answering these questions.
Yep. So share this live stream. This is our 4th birthday. This is birthday number 4.
Breaking through. Mm-hmm. Yep.
How about that? Birthday number 4. And I want to play a video. And Jen, you can stop me whenever you want, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
All right. So now you guys may or may not know him, but this guy's name is Matt McCloster. He's you guys probably know Shane Gillis because he's a pretty famous magician. Oh, habits die hard. Sorry. Yeah, he's a pretty famous comedian. He's got a few Netflix specials.
Yeah.
This guy Matt, he has a Netflix special now on Netflix. He was on Joe Rogan.
I didn't know you were going to use this. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah. So him and Shane. Now Shane is one of those here he goes. Here's the Netflix, McCuster. Okay.
Yeah.
He's on Netflix right now. He has an own special. But Shane, just for context, if you guys don't have it, I love it. Shane's great. He's hilarious. Just everyman funny. But he's not woke, right? And he's not he's a comedian. So he's going to make fun of woke because woke is fucking stupid and hilarious to make fun of. And so, of course, he gets a lot of the transgender ideologues and all the, race baiters and things. Anyway, so I wanted to set that tone when you listen to this clip. So we clipped a few pieces from the Joe Rogan interview, and then I want Jen to.
I love this. I didn't know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Jen didn't know, but she sent it to me. She said, "You got to watch it." I watched it. I was like, "Okay, shit, I gotta put this up tonight when we're doing the 4-year celebration." Remember. Okay, I'm gonna play this. So share this. You know what? And also, we're joking around and stuff about stuff, but seriously, everybody, share this live stream because you're gonna hear an experience from somebody who is not conservative, who's not in the education fight, who has no idea what we do, but to hear his perspective on the mental health because he was a therapist in school. It's fascinating, it's sobering, and it goes to everything that we've been telling you and we've been exposing. But to hear him say it, it's so refreshing because it's so shocking to him.
Yeah.
And you'll, and those
right.
of you who will recognize, you'll recognize it.
He is not talking. He is not talking about like this parental rights movie. He's not.
Nope.
He literally is just talking about his experience.
Yep.
And that's why I sent it and I said, "Oh my God, you got to watch this."
It's great. So here we go. And I'm going to go and get another drink here real quick, and I'll be right back because this is funny. Oh, tell me if there's the audio. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. I was going to say play first.
Also, you can, you can kind of summarize it up and like just be nice. I worked in high school for a while. I was a counselor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like I went to school for social work for a while.
So like what kind of counseling would you do?
Just like therapy. It was a really cool, the way they did it was like, it was a charter school, and I was there as an intern because I was getting my master's in social work. So they would have interns there as therapists for the school kids, basically, so that the kids could get free therapy at school if they were exhibiting kind of problems or whatever. So it was like, I worked at it was like an inner city school in Philly, and I would just go there and chill in an office, and they would just like, I'd have to get kids from class, and they would just come. We would like talk a couple times a week. You forget, like, because there's like, they're kids when you like, especially you're like in a city and kids are telling you like their lives, it's like, it's fucking heartbreaking. Like shit, like their day-to-day setup, you'd be like, fucking Christ, man. Yeah. And then they're just looking at you like, what do I do? And I'm like, try to hang in there. There's literally nothing I can tell you to do. You got to hang in there. And like, right. It was sad, but it was.
So this part here, I want everyone to understand, this is where this kids who need help is what gets 99% of Republicans and good people, not just Republicans, just good people. So we'll come back to that. But I remember what he said. Damn, it's heartbreaking. These inner city kids, they just their house in it. They need help, but that's how they get you. And Jen, we'll put a pin on that. And I want to come back because lately this is something we fight all the time. Well, what about the kids who need help? Exactly what he said. God, it's heartbreaking. These kids, they have a fucked up home life. They need the help. They need the help. They need the help. And we want to explain to you why they use those kids to bait you and why they actually don't help the kids.
Well, yes. And as you, right before you, so you set that up with what he just said, but see, listen, as you're listening to this, I want people to realize, listen to how he has a turn of heart about what that help is. I mean, he literally makes the point for us if you listen to this, right? He is genuinely, what about these kids? This is heartbreaking, which is everyone can feel. But listen to him talk about this, and he literally turns completely around like, holy shit, this isn't the help they need. Okay, go ahead.
It was one of like my favorite. If I didn't do stand-up, I would probably do that for a job. Yeah. I loved it. You go back to the school, and it's so funny. I went to social work school just because I was doing stand-up. I was kind of kicking around. I was like, yeah, I was doing the podcast, but it was like slow going. And I remember watching Jordan Peterson be like, the schools are crazy right now. And part of me, like, I wanted to be a therapist, but I remember being like kind of curious, like, I wonder how bad they are. And I went to school. I went to my master's program in social work, which was like ground zero for all like the stuff he was talking about. And he was, dude, it was literally like worse than he made it out to be.
What was it like?
It was insane, dude. It was literally like, I went to school again to be a therapist, but like social work, you can be a therapist faster than if you go to school for psychology, because you just like don't need any of the science really. You just study kind of like the theory and, whatever. So you can be a therapist quicker. It's like a shortcut kind of. But it would be like, it was just literally, you'd be in a room with like 13 other people, and they would like, you talk about whatever it'd be like, let's talk about like clinical approaches here and there. And it would just right away turn into like race, gender, who's the most oppressed, do this. And it was just like, people would tell stories like, one time this guy said this to me, and everyone like, I can't believe that fucking guy said that. It was literally like nothing. You paid $60,000. It was like I would be terrified if I was getting therapy. And again, it's like not everybody, but there's a lot of very people would cry in class. So you'd be like talking, and like people would just start bursting out in tears, like, I don't feel safe. It was insane. And I'm like, dude, you're going to be talking to people who are like homeless. How are you going to help them?
Oh my God.
And it was all female. It was mostly female dominated. It was like me and 3 or 4 other guys.
This just happened.
Yep.
There's your school counselors. These are the people he's talking about. These are the people he's talking about. They're in your schools, by the way. These are all.
When he says they burst out crying while they're learning to be this, oh man.
This just happened last month, National School Counselor Week.
And then like people would come in because you'd bring your case files in and be like, here's something I'm dealing with. Let me get some, what do you think about this? I remember this guy was dealing with this like Vietnam vet who like, had like lived in Philly his whole life. And he was like, I was just shocked the way he talked about women. And it's like, bro, you're dirty macking your client, dude, for these chicks. I'm like, come on, man. It was just kind of weird. It was like, dude, he's a fucking 70-year-old dude. He's lived in Philly his whole life.
He probably stabbed Charlie in a tunnel somewhere.
Yeah. And he was just very crude about women. It's like, come on, man. Of course this guy is.
Yeah.
Don't throw him under the fucking bus. You're supposed to be helping. That was my whole point. It was like, if you're doing therapy with people, it's like, life is just so hard and so complex. And if you're going to be like, this doesn't sit with my party politics, I was like, you guys got to drop the political shit, man, and just like meet these people where they're at.
Well, there's so many guys out there that just want brownie points.
Disgusting.
That's what dude, he's exactly what it was. I was like, dude, I know what you're doing right now. You're dirty macking this guy. So you can be like, personally, I was offended. I'm like, dude,
those guys are the worst.
I couldn't stand it at all.
These guys are the worst.
They are. Look at that. These people are the worst.
And then, dude, you'd be in these classrooms, and like I remember the one time this lady, and they're all like young, they're right out of college. They'd come out and they'd be like, well, and I believe this is like unprompted. She was like, well, I would never personally call the cops on a black person ever. And I'm just sitting in the back of the room, and I'm like, no one's going to say this is the craziest thing. And I'm like, what if he was beating a woman? And she was like, and like, it was just that non-fucking stop. And I couldn't help it. So I would start saying stuff. The room would go into chaos. So like I literally couldn't bite my tongue. And then eventually they found, once they already kind of had it out for me. And once that news came out about the podcast, they were like, we got him dead to rights. So then they like the student council, they didn't like me at all. They all kind of did a motion to get me kicked out. And so the teacher came to, or like, the dean or whatever, who actually was nice. I liked her a lot. She I had a meeting with her, and she was like, yeah, these people feel unsafe, blah, blah, blah. So I had to do them. And it was like unsafe, or they just don't like what they're hearing. But like I had a meeting with like the board, basically. Would you ever like fantasize about getting like defending yourself in court?
Yeah.
I got to do that. And I got to have like we got to like debate about whether or not I actually violated the code of ethics. And it was like kind of this gray area. So it was awesome. I recorded it on my phone.
Wow.
It's like an hour long. I never listened to it again, but it was like,
wow.
I was like, just in case they jam me up. The lady was like, what would you do if we kicked you out? And I was like, dude, like, I'll make the most of that for sure. Like, I wouldn't want to do it, but I would just sue you guys, man. Like, you can't kick me out. I'm already like invested. Blah, blah, blah. And then COVID happened. So like, they were just hushed it all. I just got to finish online class. But yeah, they tried to give me the boot. And I remember the day.
Wow. Did they have a specific thing that they were upset about? Was it your association with Shane?
It was just that clip, that Chinatown clip came out.
Oh, wow.
And they just saw us like, I'm sure they like looked into other stuff. They were like, he's making this place unsafe. We're not safe here. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah, podcasters and academia.
It was
Academia, that does not go together.
Also, dude, like I thought like having a master's, I was going to be around geniuses. It's like, they're not that smart. You go to a place with masters and PhDs, half of them don't even like read anything.
I'm gonna come back to that.
I'm gonna come back to that. But remember what he said about, man, fucking, you think it got masters, right? People are not very smart, right?
So trust the experts, people. Trust them.
So Jen had sent me this like last year about like, this is the average IQ of all the different professions, right? Look,
we didn't manipulate it at all.
We didn't manipulate it. This is literally how it came out. Psychology, education, elementary, special education, early child, social work. Now we
might have manipulated it just with the red text, but
we put in school counselors, right? We put in that.
The problem was the real chart. The school counselors were so far down below off the chart that it didn't fit. So we had to we actually bumped them up in their intelligence.
They were so stupid. You know what? And I'll tell you, Jen and I 100% agree with him. We are 100% in agreement. The dumbest people we've ever met are people in mental health. He is absolutely right about that.
No,
he's absolutely right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even like read anything. You talk about a book, like I never heard of that. And then they'd show you like Netflix. You're like, bro, I'm paying $60,000 for this. You're hitting me with a Netflix doc. It's like, this is $8 a month.
They were showing you Netflix docs?
Yeah, we watched the Netflix doc. One of the classes we watched like the 13th Amendment. I was like, I saw this already. Man, like it's the that like though. I mean, I remember thinking like, damn, everyone was on Peterson's ass about this. He was totally right. Liberal arts colleges were like, I couldn't have thought of a bigger waste of money in terms of like bang for buck and like what did I actually learn? Yeah, I think they did a study one time where they took they let people who weren't trained therapists be therapists, and they didn't find a giant difference in terms of like who was getting what.
Because there's not.
Because there's
Ooh,
not.
that's the other thing. Like it's a skill. It's a
Because you know why? Because the whole profession's a scam.
Yeah, there's no therapy. It's just if you want to be this, you have to just learn to be a racist with critical race theory. That's it. That's the bar.
That's the bar. And if you genuinely care about people and you want to listen to their problems, you don't need a degree for that. That's what he's saying. People that have no degree literally does the same as people with degrees because the degrees are bullshit.
Yep.
That's the whole therapy.
hard job.
Yeah.
But I think you're totally right. Where it's like it all depends on the person. Are they in touch with what's fucked the therapist? Do they know about like what's fucked up with them? And like,
Right.
because you can like, I don't know, man. It's such a crapshoot, and it's like, I think it can be beneficial. I think like being stuck in it your whole life. I don't know about that because it just becomes a thing where you start performing and you're like, well, fuck, let me.
Well, a lot of people feel like you have to be in therapy, and everybody should be in therapy. Like,
That's because of this.
Yep.
Did you pause it? That's because
That was it. That was all I was
Oh,
saying.
oh, that's
So,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
So watch
everyone.
this Netflix. Yeah, we'll watch it. Now we have to watch the Netflix thing. You and I have to
we're
watch
gonna
it.
watch it.
We're gonna watch it,
Now, but everyone feels
so
like they have to be in therapy because of one of the things that just drives me absolutely nuts is this mental health, self-love, self-help disease religion that has swept the nation. And yeah, it's just
Yep.
narcissism.
Yeah.
What a good, I mean, how good is that clip though? Look, they had no agenda in that. That
No
was
agenda.
towards the end.
It was honest.
That was
very
the
honest.
right. So that was towards the end of the whatever, what do you call it, like podcast or whatever with Joe Rogan, and it just came up naturally. And he was like, "Man, right." And so in the beginning, he's so genuine. He's like,
I really love it.
means
Yeah.
He wants to. He's like, you know, I wanted to help these kids,
Yeah.
but then I went back and I was like,
What the fuck? happened?
this isn't the way to help these kids. This is what SEL is. This is the people that it's drove by. You know, and it's really bad. It's really bad.
Thank you for sending me that. She had sent me that maybe a couple hours ago, and I was like, okay, I got it. I got to chop this up and play it. But share this live stream. We are gonna. So if you're drinking, if you're not drinking, celebrate with us. 4 years. Jen and I love tequila.
It's a Sunday night.
It's a
And
Sunday
we're
night.
like, okay.
We're gonna have. You know what? Let's face it. It wouldn't matter if it was a Thursday night,
Well,
but
it doesn't matter for us, but we're
it's a Monday night. But because it is our 4 year, we thought that we would do a toast with all of you. So grab your juice, grab your wine.
I was okay. So I do. Okay, you know, like last year, I had a present.
You made a cake. You made a whole damn cake. Yes, I did not know
I
that.
had
You
a
spent the whole day making a cake.
that no one understood.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's you. Nobody understands how your brain thinks about
No,
things.
I know nobody understood it. I thought it was like kind of cool, but anyways, I had a cake.
Did you
But
try again
thought-
this year?
I did not make a cake this year.
Okay.
So before we have this,
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't
Okay.
know. Okay. That's I have a 4 year. This is my present for courage this year. It's not a cake. That
Okay.
says something that no one understands.
Okay.
So we'll see if people can understand this. My daughter and I went out to eat this evening and we worked on this, and she didn't work on all parts, so don't even try coming at me. There's some things in here clearly my daughter did not help work on. Okay. But we sat there and we made rhymes and we made things. And so I used what we worked on and added my own thing. Don't even get in my DM saying, how dare you? Like, listen, I'm a good mother. There's parts of this she didn't work on. So
No idea. Folks, I have no idea.
We have no idea.
What
Just
she's
like
talking about.
I feel a little. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna put my hand on the end stream just in case. I'm gonna put the mouse right there just in case.
This was
I-
before our.
I
I've been waiting for our celebratory
okay.
tequila shot. Okay, are you ready?
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
if you're
I
fucking
got my
ready for
tequila
this.
shot right here, but I might just end this stream depending on what. I have no
Oh my
idea.
god.
This is, you know what? You guys are getting a glimpse into my daily life. This is what happens. I have no idea what she's talking about. So you guys are now coming along. What it is on a yeah.
Yeah, not that I'm not. I'm I'm always on time, but I was like, I'm gonna be a few minutes late. I'm working on something because I had to finish this up. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm always on time. Are you ready for this?
Only for flights, but yes.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I've got my finger right here on the end stream right here. I don't know what this you're talking about.
I know you don't. All right. I have a poem.
You did. Okay.
And
So you
and
made a cake
because
last year that nobody
I tried
understood.
to
Now you're
shorten it.
this year you're
What?
gonna do a poem. Okay, I got it. All right.
I tried to shorten it, but it was all too good. So just hang in there for a minute, okay? Are you ready?
So last year you made a cake,
That no one understood.
and this year you decided to go with the poem.
I wrote a
Okay.
poem.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Is everybody ready? Oh my god.
Nobody's ready, but we will let it go. We will play it live. This is why we do live streams. See? You can't edit. There's no editing here, folks.
Now I'm nervous. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. 4 orbits carved in courage and heart, standing strong just like our start. No permission slip, not even a request. We kicked that door open and never left. Exposing woke like a light in the night. Haters can hate, we're still always right. They clutch their rainbow, shriek hate on cue, while we frame our SPLC award for all to view. Okay. Groomers wear lanyards and clipboards on command. Truth will live, their agenda will be damned. Oh my god. Inclusion locks parents outside the gate. We embrace exclusion to keep our kids straight. Credentialed cowards in equity drag preach love and empathy while we all gag. Marxist mills turn innocence to dust. We raise the mark and expose your rust. They hate the truth, scatter like roaches in the flame. We were born in the blaze to fuck up your game. Fear was the old habit, now courage runs deep. A new way forward, a vow that we will keep. Every shove you give, we return with a blade. Try as you might, but we aren't the same. Stay pressed, stay screaming, keep losing the fight. We won't stop until we make this right. 4 years young, unafraid, unbowed. Tonight we toast the unbroken and proud. New drops incoming, new sight stream on for the warriors who will never be gone. Parents who refuse, receipts in their fists. The habit is courage and we will persist. Raise hell, raise glass, keep the pressure alive. Courage is a habit, we ride and never die.
That is amazing. You wrote that today?
Yeah, we wrote it
Damn.
at dinner.
That was awesome. I loved it. Wow. I
There you
can't
go.
believe you wrote that today.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
we started at the Olive Garden.
That was awesome. I loved it. Thank you so much for doing that. Well, you have to send me that so I can post the poem in its entirety. That's wow. Thank you. That was beautiful. That was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. That was great. Damn. I love that.
I was like,
That was
well,
awesome.
no one understood my cake last year, so I'm gonna do
That is, this is truly Lori said that's great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It was
So
this
last
is
year,
where-
last
Yeah.
year, my daughter, right? She helped me do the cake. She was just excited about eating it. And then we went to dinner tonight and I was like, it's her birthday and I need to do something. And she was like, well, let's get cupcakes. And I was like, no. we got to do something different. So
That
again,
was amazing. I loved it. We're gonna have to like, I don't know, frame it somewhere or something because this is great. We'll I don't know, we'll put it on the website or something.
so
Damn, that was awesome. Well, oh, you know what? I know. We'll put it on our about page.
okay.
Yeah, we'll put it on our about page. We'll
You know
frame
what?
it up.
I laughed before I got on because I was like, oh no, it's kind of long. Like I'm kind of it's a little long.
That's all right.
He's
We'll
always
put it on
telling
our
me-
about page.
He's always saying, Jen, you gotta like, make it precise. But I was like, it's good. We're gonna keep it.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? That is worth toasting to.
There you go.
That is worth toasting to. All right, everybody. This is great. So tequila. Everybody,
Courage.
thank you. Courage is a habit. To everybody who supported us, to everybody who's ever shared one tool, anybody who's ever bought one hat, donated $5, any said our name to somebody. Thank you.
Truly,
Truly,
No.
thank you for getting us here.
truly, thank you.
Like I said earlier, before Jen got on, we never wake up a single day in the last 4 years and ever took it for granted that you guys would all still be here. Every time we put out something, we truly put our all into it because we want it to be good for you and for your kids. So happy 4-year to Courage
Make courage your habit. And hot.
and make it hot.
There you go.
That is nice. All right, let's see who else. This is
Yes. Right?
we can do the poem right next to the SPL. We have the SPLC award.
Yes.
We'll print the poem.
Yes. that was
So-
early.
that-
That
so-
was during that was right when we got the breadsticks and salad at the Olive Garden.
You know, so for those of you who don't know, she mentioned SPLC and, the Southern Poverty Law Center. So they go around and label and give everyone the label of a hate group so that they can basically it's a hit list for conservatives, right?
Mhm.
And so to our knowledge, again, I'm not 100% sure about this, but so far we haven't been able to see someone younger. We were the youngest organization that the Southern Poverty Law Center deemed a hate group. We were about a little over a year and a half old. I think we were maybe like a year and 8 months old in 2023 when they deemed us a hate group. And we actually were kind of shocked by that because, I mean, we were doing some
Because
pretty
we were
good
pulling
work.
up on a
But
Monday at the Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Like, what?
right. I mean, we had moved on from that, but
I
it
know.
wasn't. But you know what we had figured out? What gave us a lot of confidence when we got that is because they were not afraid of us, obviously, because we're still obviously we're
Yeah.
a tiny organization, right?
Yeah.
But it was that they did not like the way we made parents fight.
No.
They did not like the way we talked. We didn't care about none of it. We didn't care about, "Hey, you're a hate group. Yeah, so what? Fuck off. You're a bacon racist. Da, 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 da." Yeah, okay, whatever. Right? So they didn't like that because they did not like that we were encouraging other people to basically be street fighters. Just nasty, on the ground, pick up a rock, break a bottle over your head, street fighters. They didn't like that because they always depend on people going, well, what would Jesus do? Well, maybe we shouldn't do that. They depended on that kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to hit you in the face. I'm not going to kick you below the belt. They
Well, that's
depended
what they've
on that.
always. Yeah, that's what they've always been able to strive on.
And we weren't like that. Right. And obviously we're still, those of you who know us, right. You get into a fight with us. It's like, there's no coming out of the fight with us. If we go after you, doesn't matter how much money you have. There's no coming out of it clean. Right. You can beat the shit out of us, but we're going to break, right. We're going to break your bones. We're going to break your nose. We're going to give you a black eye. We're going to dig into you. We're going to make your life hell. And we're willing to go through it. So the question is, when we come after you, whether you're an organization or you're a school board or whatever, it's like, the question is, are you willing to go through the battle? Because we are, because that's how we're built, right? It doesn't like Jen and I don't tire when we get
Yeah.
heat. So that's our attitude. And I think they knew that. So that's why they like wanted to put us on a hit list early on. So that's what the whole SBLC was.
Yeah, so we got deemed a hate group early on, and instead of, there was a lot of groups that were like, oh, here's 2 more years of being called every name in the book. Yes, Child Protection League. Love.
From your lips to God's ears,
Yes,
right?
right?
Hey, look, they made it too.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
I know
Well,
they
you
did.
guys probably made
I
it
know they
early.
did.
Yeah, you guys would have made it early.
They
yeah.
were probably like one of the originals. Like,
Yeah. You guys are probably
they were probably on it before we ever got our Hyundai to that moral.
Yeah, you guys were probably on it before we were even yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's little. So, but when we got that, it was like,
You're like, what?
you know what? You're right. We are a hate group.
Yeah.
We're a hate group. You know why? Because we hate that people are abusing children.
Mhm.
We hate that you don't care about parental rights.
Mhm.
We hate that you don't love America. Yep, we're a hate group.
Mhm.
Check. And we put it up there, and that's why it's in the poem. But yes.
We wrote an article about it.
Yeah.
We said, yeah, we're a hate group. Don't you hate? Like, I mean, honestly, when someone says you're a hateful, your response should not be, I'm not hateful. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate.
No,
That's not true. You seriously, you don't hate pedophiles? You don't hate sex trafficking? You don't hate illegal aliens coming in and sucking billions from us, or drunk driving and killing a mother or a father or someone's child? You don't hate that?
Right. Hate the ability. Yeah, right. But there was a lot of, when people that happened, there was a lot of people that were trying to be like, no, we're not a hate group. We're trying to do this. No, just embrace it. Embrace that, because you do hate something. You hate children being abused. There you go.
Yeah. Like,
take your power back.
Yeah. So when someone says, oh, you're hateful, we're like, the response should not be, I'm not. Yeah. Which is what a lot of people do. Good people do that. You should say, no, there's a lot of things I hate. And you would name the things that you hate, whatever it is that you hate. And then you would ask them, do you not hate those things?
Yeah.
And they have to say, well, yeah, I hate those things. Well, there you go. Right. Life is about balance, right? You can't have summer without winter.
Yeah.
You can't have love without hate. You can't have good without bad. That's just the life we live. So you can't say I'm all about love. That's ridiculous. That's to say I'm all about sun. That's what we're talking about, right? If you know what love is, you know what hate is. If you know what good is, you know what evil is. So why is that a problem? Why is that so hard for good people to say, I hate these things? There's a lot of things that Jen and I hate. There's a lot of things, and there's a lot of things that we love besides tequila, but there's a lot of things that we love. So it's, so don't be afraid to say what you love, and don't be afraid to say what you hate. Then
don't be afraid of what you're fighting for.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the message is if you're fighting for it, don't be afraid of what you truly believe in you're fighting for. Don't be afraid of fighting for it. I love the kind of story that we told tonight. And I hope people can appreciate it, because don't be afraid to just stand up, and don't be afraid to laugh at us, because we laugh at ourselves. But like, seriously, don't be afraid. If you believe in something, you believe in something, don't be afraid to stand up for it. And don't be afraid to stand out there on your own. Don't be afraid to have a website with 10 questions. Don't be afraid to do something.
There's the QR. There's the QR code.
I'm just saying, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. And if you're called a name, Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to show you the thing that, we've been working very hard on, that we made for you. Jen and I, we spent and actually an insane amount of time talking about all of you, because we're always challenging each other about what's the best way and the fastest way to get things in your hands that you could use. I tell you, when I say Jen and I have had an unhealthy amount of conversations about all of you, I do not say that lightly.
Yeah.
Because her and I have talked late at night and argued and just challenged each other about how do we get things in your hands so that you have the least friction possible.
Yeah.
To stand up for your kids. And we challenge each other because we don't ever let the other person for lack of a better term, like feel ourselves,
No.
because we
Oh,
don't
no.
want to be like, oh yeah, I got this. It's like, no, right. Yeah. She'll say, yeah, you believe in this, but how does that help? And I'll say, yeah, you did this, but how are you going to get that? Right. And so
He's
we do
not
that.
lying. We
No.
have these complete, yeah. You don't see it on the out here, but we do, because we want to try to help and push this and help the mission as much as we can.
Because both of us know each other's weaknesses about what we think about how we do this mission. And so if we don't challenge each other, then who the person that suffers is you guys, because then we put out things that you can't, like, you can use, but it isn't the most efficient that we believe we can make it. And so because we challenge each other, we put things out that, okay, it's like, what is the average parent who has school-age children? And also we go like, okay, an average person that has school-age children also probably have aging parents. So when you have school-age children, you also have aging parents. So arguably there's this like 15-year period in your life that is the most busiest and the most stressful for your life, for your relationships, for your money, for everything. And so we go, okay, here we are. We're like, oh my God, it's so important that you fight this. It's like, yeah, but is it that important to everybody's like daily life? No, it should be. We believe in it because this is what we do. But we go, okay, so how do we make it as easy as possible for you to stand up for your children? And Jen and I obsess with getting that to you
and argue over it.
and we fight over it. We argue over it, but it's because we know that her and I, if we challenge each other, what comes out of it is this beautiful thing for you.
Yeah.
And that's what we love. That's what we've been doing for 4 years. And that will be, God willing, we'll do it for year 5 and we'll do it for year 6. And so when we show you the website, it is truly a work of love, because we genuinely care. We care that we give you things that you can use. So
I love this website so much.
I know. So the website will always have a tool of the week, and then we'll have our X post. It'll rotate, right? But tools are obviously what we're known for. So if you want to just go to tools, you want to go to search, right? Whatever, fine. Search whatever, you just type in SEL, type in restorative justice, type in trans, type in whatever, and you will have our tools, right? Individually. But we also have collections. And over time, because the way Jen's brain works is she's researched so many things that have destroyed K through 12. We've had these collections: mental health, SEL, decoding the language game, our dossiers, language contamination, the transgender stuff, school boards. So we go on and on, the collections. But what we really believe is the most beautiful and most useful part of our new website are the tactics. Because for the last 4 years, no matter where Jen and I go, whether it's a physical thing or whether it's a online thing, we always have people come up to say, I just found out about this in my child's school, or I've been fighting this, but here's my issue. I just got elected to school board. I just got elected to be a representative. I never thought I'd be in politics, but I know I want to do something. Or I want to fight, but they're telling me these kids are being harmed, and are they really committing suicide? So over the last 4 years, Jen and I have had not hundreds, but thousands of hours of conversations about what are the kind of people that need help from us, right? The adults, right? The parents, grandparents. So the tactics we break off and again, we'll add more, by the way. This is just our first, right? Yeah. So if you're a parent that's like the first year, this is for you. We curated everything that we've done in the last 4 years and said, if you're a new parent, these are the things that you need to know. If you were like, I don't know, they're just telling me all these things, I got to be kind, and kids are killing themselves and there's suicide and da-da-da, then click on emotional
if you're that
blackmail.
person or you know someone
Yeah.
that is like, I'm on your side, but what about these kids? What about this? This is for you.
This is for you. Why it works. We talk about language contamination, emotional blackmail, inclusion, how to beat it. If you are a parent, you have a parent group and you've been leading a parent group, you've been a part of a parent group for like a year, 2 years, and you're like, okay, we've been to the school board, we've read the books, we've done this, but we want to take it to the next level. Parent advances for you. You're a school board member, you just got elected. You're like, okay, now what? I'm sitting here, but but all these people are coming up and screaming at me. What do I do now? I'm a legislator. What do I do now? How did we get here? How did we get here? I don't understand. You know, my mother was a teacher. My grandmother was a teacher. My father was a coach. How did we get here? Okay, this is for you. We talk about subversion. We talk about communism. We talk about we got Jen's beautiful communism, Marxism, the communism flow.
Oh man, that was early. That was about the time we were renting the Hyundai. But yes, it was. But it's still true. I mean, if it wasn't when we had this new website, we would not have put it on there.
No, it was. I was like, Jen, this is what you got to do. You got to put the mic next to your mouth. You got to do this. This is how you got to do the audio.
You have like people can't even imagine because I'm not tech at all. This is why I write poems on paper still. But yeah. He I love that.
This is how you record this. And we did the voiceover. Man, to get this funded was so hard. Because it was very beautiful. It was really done. And so we worked hard to do this, right? We got this funded to do this flow. And so she really wanted to put something down to say, this is what's happening. This is how your school's going to take your kids from be kind to Marxism to communism. Beautiful flow. I would play this at the White House because she's 100% right.
Yeah. If anyone's listening right now, not for me and don't, whatever, but you go back and listen to it, it will probably mean a lot more to people today than I know it will. It will mean a lot more to people today than when we put it out. When you
recorded it back in whenever we recorded it.
But how did we get here, right? And so when you were talking about if you're talking to retired teachers or whatever that are still, and this is what I have found that a lot of times they're using that and like, no. Well, okay, in the legislation, the legislators are saying, well, when I was, because I watch all these hearings and they're like, well, that's not how it was when I was in school, or my mother was a teacher and that's not what they were doing. Okay, that collection, that tactic is for them because how did we get here? It's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. So that's for anybody that you come across, or if you're not sure and you need to understand on your own. That tactic is for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So these tactics is a collection of the experiences that the conversations that Jen and I have had with people from all across the country.
Yeah.
And we'll keep adding to it.
And I'm sure people that are listening to us realize that there are so many people that are still thinking that education is like it used to be. We hope it's still like it used to be, and you can change it in the same way. Right. But it's not. So whoever you're speaking to, or if it's for yourself and you are still thinking, yeah, but school's like this and it's just isolated. This line is for you. And we have other things as well, but we're explaining to people, this is how it's happening.
Right.
And this is what to do.
Tactics is really a culmination of Jen and I's experience over the last, we say, well, Courage to Habit's 4 years old, but Jen's been doing this for 6 years. And so, or more than 6 years, like 6.5 years. So this is just a curation of, if you come to our website, what's the closest thing we can get to talking to us? Like if you go to our website and talk to Jen every single day, what would you ask her and what would she tell you? And that's what our tactics are, because she's had so many conversations over the last 6.5 years. We wanted the tactics to be, if you ask Jen a question one-on-one, the tool she would recommend should be in one of these tactics. And obviously we'll continue adding to it. Like we got media literacy coming soon. That's the conversations that Jen and I have, because we want to argue about.
But we also argue about it. Like, sorry, you're. I gotta tell you this for everyone that's listening, and I already know they know this. They're probably like, "But what about Alvin?" Because you're right. What about Alvin? Alvin is truly the psychology, the understanding of all of the of what goes into how we got here. I have the information on one end, but he is the reason that we can combine my information and what is happening in the minds of people, whether they're for us, against us, they don't understand where they need to go, where they want to be. That's Alvin. So you this whole time you keep giving me all these props, but I cannot let us get off here without saying, and everyone knows it that's watching, like right there. That's the magic behind this. I've got the information, but that is the magic behind how we put things together. And oh, I'm so grateful for you.
I'm
But
grateful for you. You know, without like I always tell her, I can build anything on her knowledge. I can build anything on the way she thinks about things. Like if we didn't have Courage is a Habit, we had to start all over again. I can start over again with her every day of the week. Because she's always about 5 years ahead, and that's a blessing and a curse. Because when you're 5 years ahead, it's a lonely time because nobody believes you until you're like 4 or 5 years in, 2 years in, whatever, right? And so, you know, the information comes from her head, and you know, my only job is to try to put it in a way that, you know, that you guys can download.
don't get it wrong. That's a big job.
That's a big job. So tools is what you guys know us for. Collections, for those of you who've been following us, yeah, sure, right? You guys, oh, let me bring us back here. Yeah, so the collections is great because I think, you know, if you want to just know about school counselors, if you want to know about data mining, if you want to know about SEL, you want to know about, okay, right, here are our dossiers. Those are our two, you know, I talked about the abusers. We got the useful idiots, which
If
is
you
actually
just want to
hilarious.
troll or make fun of someone, go here.
Then go here. Yeah, just do that. Like this one, right?
The most
woke
widely
white
used
woman.
one we have.
Yeah, by the way, the woke white woman is the most downloaded thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
This right here. I mean, Jen probably would wish it was something else, but that's the thing that's most downloaded.
Well, that's why your shirt.
That's right. Yeah, right. That's why we made the shirt.
That's why we have on
Yeah.
our store the more woke
Yeah.
one.
So media is media, whatever, right? So we have media. That's if you watch interviews or whatever, like go watch them.
No. Don't brush over that. For everyone, go check out the media because Alvin does an amazing job to like give some updates on kind of strategies and what's going on with the current topics. We don't always put out a top tool for what's obviously in the news for that week,
Yeah.
but Alvin gets enough media that he's able to kind of tie the current event for the week or whatever it is into his media appearances, into education, how to think about it and what to think about and how to, you know, kind of approach those things. So don't gloss over that.
You know, we try, right, to do these medias. I think, you know, and I'm proud to go into whether it's a radio show, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a TV show. I don't really care because for me, every listener matters. That's how I look at it. I think there
No,
was a time, you know, where I think between like November and like what was it like before Christmas, I did like what was it like
Yeah.
like 35 shows in like 45 days or something like that, you know. We can't upload everything because that's the amount of media that we do, and we're grateful for it, right? We're very
Yeah.
grateful for it, you know. But I wouldn't be able to get on the media and talk about anything, you know, right? But Jen gives me these things, and I'm able to whether it's a 7-minute hit or a 45-minute hit, I can talk about whether it's ice march out, right? Ice walkouts or the transgender stuff, or you know, the violence in schools or whatever it is.
Alvin is, we can end it here, but Alvin is the most genuine person. He literally will talk and help anyone. I have seen it. That's why he brushes over the media because he's like, no, I don't want it. He does an amazing job, but he literally has helped you know, a 20-something that was trying to just launch something and she happened to reach out and he's like, I'll be the first. Sure, I will talk to you. And that was her first person on there. And it took like an hour. like she had it all messed up, or whatever, something wasn't working right, and Alvin took the time to help her. And then he also does all of these amazing huge shows, and he genuinely is just trying to get the message out and does an amazing job. So yeah, don't brush over the media, because it's a part of us. We don't put a tool out every week for whatever the topic is, but he is so amazing on what he's doing that he's getting the media and able to kind of discuss the current topics in our realm of the world. So that's a great resource as well.
Thank you. Speaking of media, I'm on Real America's Voice tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. So you guys can catch it. You can catch it at 8:30 a.m. No,
more
thank you.
tequila for you.
No, thank you for that. Thank you. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. No, we try to do that. We were proud of it. I want to present what she's worked so hard for well. So whether, right, if I'm doing, 30 shows in, 45 days or whatever, it's just every show counts, every audience counts. Because we do value every listener, whether it's a syndicate radio or not, or a podcast or, anything like that, so yeah, no, we do value all of it. And we have our brand new store that we're so proud of. I am wearing the vintage tan green. Of course, we already said Jen was wearing the crop top.
I've got.
What is that crop? Let me see that. The crop top. There, let's see it. There you go.
Courage is hot.
The Courage is hot. The Jennifer McWilliams line, Courage is hot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you can support us by going and getting some merch.
That's exactly right. So that is our store. You've got the Courage is hot crop top. You got the normal hoodie, of course. The forest green, the black. This is a unisex. It's super comfortable. Jen verified the how comfortable it is. And
it's
mine,
so
of course, I have to talk about the Deport Woke White Woman. I must. See, the Deport Woke White Woman
goes with our most downloaded tool.
Goes with our most downloaded tool. Okay, so I gotta come over here and talk about the Deport Woke White Women.
So good.
Because I believe if we deport woke white women, that the country will immediately improve.
You believe it? I know
it. Jen knows I believe it. I believe if it is between a woke white woman and Carlos the illegal, I will pick the woke white woman every day of the week before Carlos the illegal. I really do. And so this is the Deport Woke White Women t-shirt, which they hate, which is funny as hell to me. And we got the black, we've got the white.
Now, what's funny is that when you just look at it from afar, it just says Deport. And there's what's funny is like some of these woke white women would be like, yes, like or whatever, whatever, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm so mad. Deport the what, and then they get close. It's like, oh, deport me. Yes,
you right. Because if I'm sitting back here, you just see deport, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but like if you, yes,
but you got to get close.
You can imagine if you're walking, like what you see is deport, and these woke white women being like, "Oh, you're gonna deport who?" And then they get up there and they're like, "Shit, you're deporting
me."
Listen, you're never gonna take who we are out of who we are, so
So there's that, and of course, they embrace exclusion. And so the hats, we've got the vintage, what I'm wearing, we've got the red one, we've got the blue one I love, the black one. So these are all the ones I wear. I love them. I have, I wear them all the time. So it's not like we're just selling something that I don't wear. You see me on, well, I mean, I guess you see me on the media. So I guess I could, I'm talking my shit here, right? You see me literally wear it on the media.
There you go.
So,
it's good work.
Yeah. So, so I wanted to, one last thing we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up here. But I wanted to share one thing that Jen and I, it was one of those aha moments that we were talking about last night. And so, you guys know we have this embrace exclusion, right? Reject inclusion, embrace exclusion. And this whole time Jen and I have been coming at it from the idea of good parenting has always been about exclusion. And the schools and society has always been about inclusion. And we've been really working hard to get people to mentally and emotionally get over the altar of inclusion, because inclusion's a lie. There's
Yeah.
nothing about our life that's inclusive. And I've gone on. I mean, at this point, Jesus, I've lost track of how many shows and how many things I've written about, and Jen and I've talked about and written about embracing exclusion, because inclusion is a lie. Nothing in our life other than the people in our four walls, under our four walls, is about inclusion. But Jen and I we're talking about something last night, and it really dawned on us that there's one area about embrace exclusion that we've never talked about. And for our 4th birthday, we thought we would share this private conversation. And it was the idea that exclusion is not just about it's okay to exclude people, because it is.
It is.
Don't ever let anyone tell your children it's not okay to exclude people.
Never.
But here's the other side that we don't talk about. And Jen and I were going to start talking about it more. It's also okay if you're excluded.
Mhm.
And here's the reason why. In order to raise a proper, confident young person, they have to be confident in excluding people, and they also have to be confident in being excluded.
Yeah.
This is particularly important if you have a daughter.
Mm.
Because, and you don't have to comment, nobody has to comment, but women out there, okay? How many times did you get pressured into a situation with a male that you didn't want to? Oh, come on, just come back to my place. Oh, come on, just say yes to date. Oh, come on, give me your phone number. What's the matter? Why? Don't be a prude. Come on, you're making this guy feel bad. You're doing this. You have to teach your daughters it's okay to exclude people. It's also okay to be excluded. Because if you're only confident in excluding people, but you're not good when people exclude you, you're vulnerable.
Oh.
Parents, be honest here. Americans, be honest here. How many of you lowered your boundary when someone said to you, how would you like it? How would you like it if somebody made a racial slur against you? How would you like it if someone kicked you out of your bathroom? How would you like it if somebody made you feel bad and unseen and unheard? Imagine if your response was, okay, great. Fine. Don't invite me to that party. Fine. Say no to that date. Don't give me your phone number. Exclude me from that project. Don't listen to my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm just going to keep going. You can never reach peak confidence unless you're good with excluding people. When someone goes, how can you exclude me? And you go, I just did. I did. I have my reasons. I don't have to tell you. Maybe I'll include you next time. Maybe I won't. And then you have to be okay with going, yeah, you didn't invite me to that. I'm okay. I'm fine. If you can't teach your kids to do both because you can't do both, you will always have a vulnerability. Imagine being a human being that says, hey, I'm okay excluding this group and this group. I don't care. I don't want to live next to Black people. I don't want to live next to the Chinese people. I don't want next to gay people. I don't want to do this. Why? No, why? Because I don't. Oh, you're being hateful. You're being a bigot. Okay, I am. Well, you know what? We're not inviting you to this either. Okay, that's fine too. Imagine having that confidence. Who can take advantage of you? You can't, because you have no weaknesses. And so the thing that Jen and I really, and she kind of helped me with this, I said, I got to talk about this, because to embrace exclusion, I've only come from one direction this whole time, is you should be okay with drawing boundaries around your kids. But you know what I never thought about is okay if people exclude you too.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to share that with you on our 4th birthday, because, Jen and I we're still learning. We're still challenging each other. And, even things that we put out, there are things that we didn't, think about. And I thought that was something worth talking about.
It is. Yeah. So we're going to start kind of integrating that in when it's appropriate. But what we hear all the time, right, is what about the kids? What
Mhm.
about this? What about that? And honestly, the answer should be like, in general, like, okay, we're gonna do this. Well, what about this? And then say, okay. Or how would you feel? Honestly, how would you feel is probably a better way to put it. How would you feel if this was happened to you? But like, okay, if you don't want me there, then okay, fine. You gotta build that confidence in children. It's
And
literally
Jen had
protecting
this
them.
thing where they go, "What about the kids who need help?" And Jen had this thing, and she told me this like a few days ago. She goes, "What about the kids who don't need help?"
Yeah.
And
What
I
about the
thought that
kids?
was brilliant.
What about the children whose parents are doing the right thing? Why do they have to have extra consequences or extra stipulations? What about those kids? What about those parents? We have to really shift the way people are looking at things.
Yeah. So you've got these kids who are raised right, who will maybe go on to change the world in a way that we can't imagine, but they got to be dragged down by equity. Because what about the other kids who need help? What about the
Mhm.
parents who don't do that? What about them? That's just what life is, right? This is what it is. Every person, every father and mother is responsible for their own lineage. Now,
Yeah.
if you are moved to help, then help.
Yes.
We help, right? We truly believe everybody's children have potential. So we build courage
Truly.
to have it to help. But if
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to go help an adventure, go help. Go say, you know what, this child has shitty parents. Like legitimately shitty parents, right? So you go and try to fill that, try to be that big brother or big sister or that mentor, then go help.
Go do
But
it.
you cannot ask government
Yeah.
to drag all the kids who are raised right, because there's a lot of kids who are raised right, but they're being dragged down by this. What about the kids who need help?
Yeah.
That emotional blackmail will end our country, because there'll always be kids who need help.
If that's your response to anything, whether it's a school program, whether it's a law that's trying to be put in place, if that is your response, but what about, and I agree, I do these things right, but what about these kids? You're doing it wrong because you're just now trapping everyone else into something. You can do something that doesn't include a universal program that brings everyone down.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to put your efforts into how you can help these kids minus government.
Yep.
Whether that's starting a nonprofit, whether that's starting a for-profit, whether that's starting a no company. You're just doing this because you want to help one child.
Yep.
If you can do that, then you've made a difference. But the moment you say, what about the kids? So I'm going to back a government, whatever, policy bill, whatever, it will always end up hurting the kids who actually need help and dragging down the kids who don't need anything, because that's what equity is.
Yep.
It always
hurts
gets them.
everyone.
It hurts everyone.
Yeah.
And that's hard because that requires you to actually do something. Look, it's easy to go vote for a bill. It's hard to actually go out and actually put your money and your time and your heart on the line. And it's hard to build something. It's very hard to build something. And Jen and I obviously can speak to that a little bit. It's hard to build something. But when you ask government to do what you can do with your own two hands,
Yep.
that's when tyranny comes in. So
I agree.
that is our new way of looking at, not even a new way. We should have been looking at embrace exclusion that way. It doesn't go one way. It's not just about excluding people, but it's about okay with being excluded as well. Because if you cannot do both confidently, you will always have a weakness. You will always have a vulnerability, and your children will always have a vulnerability. And so if you really want to raise confident, strong, self-esteem building children, you have to instill the idea of embrace exclusion both ways. It's okay to exclude people. It's okay to be excluded. In
Yeah.
that way, your child will never have a vulnerability. Nobody can manipulate them.
Anybody that thinks that sounds harsh, imagine if whatever, you have a son or a daughter, but you have a daughter and it's like, I'm included in everything. Really? You want that? You want your daughter to be included in everything?
Yeah,
Probably not.
probably not. Or a guy goes to her and says, oh, you know what? If you don't do this, I'm gonna tell everybody right? If you're saying that, or right? Oh, just give me your number. Don't be a prude. Oh, just come up. Oh, just let me take you out.
Well, yeah. In school, it's kind of become this it's like a status, and I think people that are listening to us still can even look back and realize like,
They're homeschooled.
oh well, right? I'm young and I'm cool and I can listen. We got to change the way we teach children, and that it's okay.
It's okay. If someone doesn't listen to you, doesn't believe you, it's okay. If you don't believe someone, and you don't.
When they're in high school, you start when they're young. You start when they're young. It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to be invited to every birthday party, and you don't have to invite everyone to your birthday party.
Period. There you go.
Let's start there, right? You have a class of 25. You only want to invite 10 people. The other 15 kids feel bad. Then they feel bad.
Yep.
And then if you don't get invited to the birthday party, that's okay too.
Yep.
That's the balance, because that's what creates confidence. But if you teach your child, if your child is always, if somebody can always just say, well, you make me feel bad, and your child jumps because of someone else's feelings, they will be a slave forever.
Yes.
To the emotional blackmail.
That's
and you know what? To be honest with you, a lot of you are too.
Yep.
Aren't you? Every time you want to stand for your child, all school administrator or one of these lunatic school counselors be like, oh, what about, I have the story about this child who got kicked out because da. And you're like, oh, I don't want that. Okay, we should have social emotional learning. I don't want school-based health center. Well, what about the single mom that can't take the child to the dentist? Okay, maybe we should have dentists. You see what I mean? Every time you cannot say, well, if they can't take the child to the dentist, then that's something they got to deal with. I know it's harsh to say, but if you can't do that, you and your children will always suffer the consequences of emotional blackmail. And the only way to do that is to embrace exclusion both ways. Both ways. Exclude the people you want to exclude. Their feelings be damned. And then when you're excluded, you go, I understand, no problem.
Yep.
That's confidence. So that was our kind of like,
that was our conversation last night, but it's important. And it's probably you know what? That's a new kind of angle of this, but people really should consider that. Like, you know, if your children think they should be included in everything, they should always make the team. They should be invited to everything, right? Because that's what the education system pushes. It's going to be, that's not how life works. So let's try to do something a little different.
Look, in real life is, unless you want a mediocre or a below average life where nothing happens, good, bad, you just live, die, wake up, you just live, go to work, die. If you try to do something that's out of the ordinary, you will fail more than you succeed. That's just life. And that's okay. People are going to say no to you when you ask for funding. People are going to say no to you when you ask for investment. People are going to say no to you when you ask for that date. People say no to you when you ask for that, try to for that team, when you go for that play, that's what it is. That's the beauty of trying. That's the beauty of building something, because you get 100 notes and you get 101, the 101 time you get the yes. And then you build something on that. And then you go through another 100 times a no and you get a yes. That's the beauty. If you lower that bar and it's always a yes, then it's not worth anything. If every time you ask for something, it's a yes, what you're building is not worth a damn. The only thing that's worth something is if every time you want to do it, it's a no, it's a closed door, and you finally get that one open door and you build it, that is something that's worth something. That's just a fact of life. And so if you don't allow your child to be like, it's okay that nobody cares about being seen or heard what I say, no one gives a shit about what I have to say, but I'm going to make them give a shit. And I'm going to have to work at it. It may take me 6 months. It may take me a year. It may take me 2 years. I believe in it enough to know. By the way, nobody funded us in Mar-a-Lago. I wanted to just say that.
Why did someone?
I wanted to
why
just
are
bring
you
that
saying
back.
that? Wait, what?
Yeah, because nobody did, because we deserve it at the time. But you know what
Oh,
we
no.
did? We kept going. We kept
Oh,
going.
I was thinking like, oh, there's our biggest fans showed up or some shit like spread. Like I didn't know.
No, I just want to say, no one did. You know why? Because we didn't deserve it. Because we had a QR code and 10
Yeah,
questions.
no,
Who would donate to us? Nobody. I wouldn't donate to us. But that's not the point. The point is we tried.
Yeah, no.
And we drove the Hyundai back and we dropped it off at Enterprise. And we said, you know what? We need more than 10 questions. No one believed us.
Yeah, we didn't get a call from that guy that was from the oil
No.
place.
No.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. But we walked in there like
was
a
no magical. No,
friggin'
we didn't.
boss.
Yeah, no, we grind, right? We had to grind for every $100. So the point is, you get a million no's until you get a couple of yeses, and then you try. So don't. This is not a Cinderella story. Oh, somebody from no, it's not like that. So I want to bring it back to that. Is that if you cannot teach your child to weather 90% of being excluded, your
Yeah.
child will never do anything great, because because to work your way up to things that are exclusive is where the great things happen. But if you listen to SEL and critical race theory and equity, is like everyone should be at the table. There's a lot of fucking people I don't want at the table. In fact, there's most people I don't want at the table at all. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You deserve a seat at a table. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You do not deserve a seat at a table because you haven't done anything. Right? Just because you're a fat black woman who thinks you're non-binary does not. You actually should not be at the seat at the table, because you take up 2 chairs and you're fat and you're going to break a chair. So you should not be at the table at all. But they believe. I know Jen loves this when I use the fat BIPOC women example. You deserve a seat at a table if you can weather 1,000 no's. Then I want you at the table, because I know you have something, So in order to, if you want your child to have that level of confidence and that unhealthy delusion, they have to be okay. They have to be okay with being excluded. And they have to be okay with excluding people. And if the people at Mar-a-Lago threw Jen and I out and said, you know what, I think there was a mistake here. I don't think you belong here. We'd be like, you know what? Just bring us our Honda, because I think you're right.
I was gonna say, for our 5th year anniversary.
Okay.
I
You
will
thinking
try
about our
to-
5th year anniversary next year?
It might be a poem that starts with a Hyundai Mar-a-Lago exclusion and tequila. We'll see. Okay.
You see how her brain thinks? She's already thinking March 15, 2026 or 2027. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. So, you know what? We were like, okay, we're going to do Courage After Dark tonight or whatever, but really, happy birthday to Courage. Happy birthday to our boy. And thank you so much for building this with me. I could never do this without you. And thank you for staying with this when you honestly you've done your job. You've done what you did in Indiana. You could have just moved on. So
No.
happy birthday to our boy.
Happy birthday to our boy. He's growing. Thank you, Alvin.
All right, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for building with us. And we will continue to build this beautiful website. We're going to add more tactics. So, bookmark it. Keep coming back to it. Things are always going to be updated. This is not a website that's going to stay stagnant. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you. Something's always going to be updated every week in some way, shape, or form, because we truly believe in it. We believe in giving you, the parents, you are the best. Your hands is the best hands in protecting your children, not us, not anyone else. And don't you ever fucking let anyone tell you that anybody knows more than you on how to raise your children, how to protect your children. Not us, not big organizations, not think tanks, not policies, not Republicans, not the president of the United States. Nobody. Don't you ever let anybody tell you, you are the best hands for your children. And we will continue to remind you of that, because that's what we truly believe.
Absolutely. And courage is hot. We also believe that.
You know what? She does. It is the Jennifer McWilliams. The courage is hot. Go to our store. The Courage is Hot hoodies, which are very comfortable. All right, everybody. We will catch up with you next time on Courage After Dark. Thank you for celebrating with us for a couple of hours here on our birthday. We appreciate you guys. And as we always say, if you don't stand up for your children today, they will live on their knees tomorrow.